Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Big Apple School podcast, where the goal is to help you learn English through listening. My name is Benjamin, I'm from London, and today I have three guests. Our first guest today is...
Ken from Manila, Philippines.
And our second guest...
Alyona, Russia.
And last but not least...
Ugur from Istanbul, Turkey.
Excellent. And today we're going to be talking about vacations. Let's get started. So vacations, as we might know, is an American word, not a British word. In Britain, what do we say? Do we know?
Holidays.
Holidays, exactly. Right. So in the UK, holidays are both vacations, so your time off, and it's also a specific day of the year, or specific days of the year. For instance, in Russia, you have Russia Day, you have Day of the Fatherland, etc. So those are also called holidays. And we also have bank holidays. Do you have bank holidays in your country? Well, in the Philippines, Ken?
Yeah, we do.
Yep. How many do you have a year?
Well, that's a good question. I haven't been there for a long while.
Yeah. What about Turkey?
We do have, yeah.
Yeah, you do?
We don't have
You don't have bank holidays?
No.
So banks work throughout the year?
In a way, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty efficient. So maybe you should move to Turkey.
Not now. I don't recommend it right now. Yeah.
maybe. But of course, we have a lot of bank holidays, Alyona, in
Russia, yes.
Yeah.
Right. Especially the longest one is the New Year holiday.
New Year, yeah, we have it New Year too.
But we have about 10 days.
It's a nice, it's a nice chunk of time.
Yeah. And I think the May holidays altogether, sometimes it can be about a week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 days. If you said that to someone in America, they would be pulling their hair out. It would be absolutely incredible to hear that you have 10 days off. So we're going to discuss vacations, the American word, so holidays when we travel abroad. Would you guys like to travel for a few years nonstop?
Well, personally, I wouldn't, but months nonstop, yes.
Yep.
Because I find years to be, way too long, and I don't know where I'm going to get my money to spend on that. But for months, yes, because I've done it before anyway, and it was great. So I was able to rest well and enjoy my time.
Oh, cool. All right, we'll talk a bit later about where you have personally traveled.
Sure.
Cool. So would you be able to, Alyona, have a...
I don't think so. I think if you travel and work, like distant online work, so in that case, it is probably the thing. But no, just for a year doing specifically nothing, no. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I believe some countries offer a working holiday visa.
Yeah, indeed. It was a work and travel visa for the USA visit. Yeah.
Cool. What about, would you like to do a rock star tour of the world?
Actually, I did it partially. Like after I resigned my corporate job, so I had kind of a gap year. Not a year, but it was like 6 months. Yeah. I did nothing, and I just spent the money that I got from the compensation. So
awesome.
I traveled to Southeastern Asia before starting my English teaching job in Vietnam. So I toured like 6 months in different countries and just partied. That's it.
I'm happy that you mentioned. Yeah,
kind of. Yeah, that was kind of a downtime, and
I'm happy that you said the word gap year. So let's try to explain what a gap year is to our listeners. I mean, Alyona, is a gap year a thing in Russia?
I think yes. If you were, for example, fired or resigned and you haven't found any particular job yet, so yeah.
Oh, what I mean by gap year? Well, at least I think it's more British English. I think I don't know if it's in America. It's the year you wait before university. So when you finish school, well, in America it's called high school. In England we would call it sixth form college. The gap between that and university, some people take a year off.
I don't think it's a tradition in Russia, because usually after students finish school, they come to universities, colleges, institutes, and start their studies there.
So when they're 18, they go.
Yeah, indeed. The summer is for them to have rest, to switch their minds a little, from studies to studies, and
So in the UK, I did not have a gap year, but a lot of people will go to many different countries. For instance, Africa, a lot of people will volunteer for a year in Africa, or they might teach English in China or something like that. Philippines, do you have anything close to that?
No. Well, in the Philippines, we gotta finish our studies as soon as possible in order for us to get a full-time job because, for practical reasons.
And also gap years, like we've kind of talked about, they're kind of expensive. Even if you're volunteering, you still have to pay money for flights and other stuff like that.
Accommodation too sometimes.
So if you're fortunate enough to have one, I definitely would recommend it, but it's kind of expensive. How many holidays do you think a person should take a year?
Personally, I think at least once every quarter of the year. Just so you could be more productive. Productive in the sense that sometimes we just need time off work so that we can, recharge our batteries. And, do something interesting in our lives. I mean, for me personally, you have to live life knowing that it's not just all about work. Although for some people, they say that, their job is their world and their life basically. But for me, no, you got to do something else.
So it's like a reset. How many holidays do you feel, Alyona, would be appropriate a year?
I'm not sure, but I agree with Ken that every quarter, like we do have at schools now, so every quarter they have a week, I think, and then summer holidays, So it's a good way to recharge, at least. Usually we have about 28 days for a holiday per year. And so it is split in 2 weeks. So you can take 2 weeks once in half a year. So it's a nice thing. But there are some professions when you're I think kind of dangerous professions, or maybe if the people work in the north of the country. So in that case, their holiday is much longer. I remember my aunt lived in Murmansk region, so it's the north of the country, and she used to have almost all summer long holiday.
Oh, nice!
And it was pretty nice because even her traveling expenses were paid by her.
Oh, that's
company.
Great.
I'm sorry to comment, but when you said almost like half a year of her not doing any kind of work, just reminds me of some animals like hibernation.
Yes,
if you know what I mean.
Yes, sloth. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think quarter year?
I agree with my friends. So I guess every quarter, not longer than kind of 2 weeks in a way. So that's a kind of a recharging. Kind of
a week, 10 days, maybe 2 weeks. It depends on, I think, the weather. It depends on your maybe where you would like to go. Right. So traveling around the country, or maybe going somewhere abroad.
Well, would you say traveling recharges your batteries? When we say we would like 4 holidays or small holidays a year, does that have to involve traveling?
Not always. Not always.
Well, how often do you guys travel? So, Ken, how often do you travel?
Except for this year, I would say at least twice a year.
Yeah. I would say I do about
twice. This year and last year twice, but before that, when I was in Southeastern Asia, it was kind of more convenient to hop one country to another. So it was kind of a regular kind of thing. And it's cheaper than rest of the world, so it was convenient, but for the last 2 years, twice, I guess.
What about you, Alyona?
I think COVID changed it a lot and messed up really badly, and I think I traveled during those 2 years maybe once. Just didn't have any opportunities, but before that, when I used to run a school, I didn't go anywhere for 3 years. So, for now, I have about 5 years. altogether that
Yeah.
I've never, I didn't travel anywhere except for like the closest city or like Kemerovo or something.
Yeah.
Just altogether. I think
Yeah. Well, I guess
this year.
I guess for us three, being here in Russia, it's kind of like it's not a holiday, but it's an adventure in and of itself. Exactly. I mean, you've been here for quite a while now. How many?
Like next month, it will be my 4th year anniversary.
Yeah. So it's a while. So I guess Russia's kind of like a home in a way to you. So, but for me, it's still kind of, I've been here for a year and a half, just over a year and a half. It's still kind of an adventure for me. So I kind of consider just being here in and of itself to be not a holiday, but it's just an adventure in that right.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be like 8 months next month. So it's been quite a while. I've been here.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, how adventurous are you when you like to travel? Are you the kind of people who like to stick to the tour guide's recommendations, or do you like to go off the beaten track?
Well, honestly, in my case, I wouldn't consider myself adventurous, although I travel a lot solo, by the way. I don't go with, tour packages. It's just that because in general, I'm a very cautious person.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge risk taker. So I wouldn't try activities that I think are dangerous. So I wouldn't go for extreme, let's say, some sports during my holiday, or would go to some really dangerous places such as caves maybe, or where else. I go for the safe route.
Safe route. Yeah. Alyona, are you an adventurer?
I've never taken package tours. So every time we went somewhere, it was absolutely unpredictable which place we would choose to stay next or to visit. Like it can be a restaurant, a museum, whatever. It can be mountain climbing if we go, for example, to the Altai, or it can be, I don't know, snowboarding if we go to Sherry. I love actually our region. We have like 2 greatest holiday destinations.
I can't wait to check out Sherigesh. I really want to go there, the skiing place.
Very popular destination.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Oh, we're going to talk all about destinations a bit later.
Right.
But what is your definition of adventurous? What makes...
without sticking a plan, just you act spontaneously and just discover the area whenever you want and whoever you like to explore with, you can say. So just go there, explore. If you like it, that will be great. If you don't, all right, next, what is next kind of thing. So just try new things.
And also discovering, the delicacies.
Yes.
Cuisine.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
That's one of the perks of going traveling.
Yeah. I would say I'm kind of adventurous. I like to do some... I mean, I haven't been skiing for so many years, but I love skiing. That was really fun. The problem with skiing is that if you have an accident, it completely destroys. It completely destroys your holiday and your work schedule if you have to get back to work. Have you had any injuries?
The first time my sister and I went to Sherigesh, it was my second ride there. But it was her first time and she broke her wrist.
Oh dear. Was this skiing or snowboarding?
Snowboarding, of course. Just
So what happened? So you said Sherigesh. Was there a hospital there? Or?
No, we stayed there for a couple of days. So she had kind of bandage. Fixed,
the cast and stuff.
So she had her hand fixed pretty well. And when we returned, so we thought it was just, it wasn't...
Fracture.
A fracture.
Fracture.
So it wasn't a fracture, but it was. It turned out it was.
Oh dear. So. But wait. So it was in the local area. You said the medical treatment.
Yes, it was, and I don't know what happened. I think just she fall badly. Just fall on her hand. So because she wasn't used to falling. According to the rules. Of snowboarding. So it was just an accident, and but we spent pretty nice time still there. Yeah, so she just took care of your hand. So
Oh, by the way, for our listeners, some of our listeners are not from the Novosibirsk region. You might be from Moscow, from St. Petersburg, or from somewhere else. So maybe you've heard of Sheregesh. I don't know, but Sheregesh is a really popular resort in the Novosibirsk. Well, it's Altai actually, so it's Altai, isn't it?
No, they are two. So Sheregesh, it's more in the north, and the Altai, of course, it's in the south.
Oh, okay, but which region is it?
Sheregesh, it's Kemerovsky and Novokuznetsky region.
Oh, okay.
Yes, in between of them.
Oh, okay. So basically, it's in Siberia. So
yeah, it is. No,
so
I think if you go by car, it's about maybe 5 hours.
Yeah.
And if you go to the Altai region, it's about 8 hours by car. Yeah. So pretty close destinations, and you can spend the weekend there. Yeah. So if you go away for the weekend, it's really nice opportunity. There are bus tours. Yeah. So they can. I think they go weekly during the season. Yes,
that's great.
Yeah, to Sheregesh and to the Altai region, and it's not expensive, I think. Yeah, so the price is quite reasonable.
All right. Well, we need to be paid by Kemerovsky Oblast for So yeah, come on, Governor of Kemerovo, give us
some advertisement. So guys, come to Novosibirsk. So
come along. So skiing, coming back to adventure. So skiing and snowboarding, I would definitely classify that as
mountain climbing.
Mountain climbing, that's another adventurous activity.
I tried it once in the Altai, but I couldn't breathe normally. I was so tired. I think I managed just half of the route. Then I was like, oh no, I won't do that. Please, just let me go.
Well, different people have different definitions of adventurous. Like some people would like to go to North Korea, for instance, and just doing little things like walking around a hotel is considered adventurous. And of course, there's
with the guide.
With the guides
in the North Korea.
North Korea is a fascinating.
They're assigning you one guide, I guess, for each tourist, so you're not allowed to tour the city by your own in a way. So
absolutely,
kind of restricted,
It's very hardcore, but our listeners,
some kind of supervisor, right?
Yeah.
Well, our listeners might know the name Otto Warmbier. Well, do you guys know Otto Warmbier?
Yeah. He was punished. Firstly, he was caught getting. I think it was a poster from
propaganda posters,
North Korea, and you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But he, broke the rule, and so he was imprisoned.
Yeah.
And then eventually, to make a long story short, he died. Right?
Yeah. He died because he suffered some malnourishment. I don't know the exact story.
Yeah, but there are some, conspiracy theories out there that he may have been,
tortured,
administered some kind of drug or tortured even.
Yeah.
So it's really risky. But then again, he's crazy for doing that. He knew that
he shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, exactly. So as much as, I feel sorry for him, but he did what he did. So you have to face the consequences.
Yeah. So I guess I'd call that adventurous in its own way.
In a very crazy way, I must say. And dangerous way.
And Rich, do you guys know Bald and Bankrupt, that famous YouTuber?
Yes. I've watched a lot of his videos. I kind of like some of them because he opens new perspective, because he doesn't go to the popular places where tourists would go, but he would go to the really remote, sometimes dangerous ones. Although there was one video that I didn't like because I thought it was rather condescending, but I'm not gonna go into details. But yes, I've seen his videos. I
mean, it's a great, he has a great channel. So check out his channel. His name is Bald and Bankrupt. Really popular. He has millions and millions of followers, but he's a very adventurous tourist, and recently he went to Baikonur Cosmodrome. I guess Alyona, you know Baikonur?
That's in Kazakhstan.
Yeah, in Kazakhstan, exactly. But I think it's like the area is, I think it's leased to the Russian government,
right?
And it's a pretty secret area because, well, not secret, but it's a very protected area because, naturally and understandably so, because there's space technology there. And
it's a launch pad for cosmonauts and even astronauts.
Exactly. And you can't contaminate the area because the cosmonauts have to be completely healthy, etc. So Golden Bankrupt recently went to that region, and I think he got arrested and detained because he
unauthorized.
I mean, he's okay, I believe, but yeah, I as much as I'd love to be adventurous, I don't want to risk my my existence here in Russia because I really love being here and I don't want to break the laws or anything. So
you see, that's the thing sometimes with people, they try to push the limit.
Yeah.
And until they are, let's say punished or, something wrong happens, then they won't stop. So I guess it's a kind of a warning also to know your limits and to make sure that you don't break any kind of law.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it's really important to know the laws of the place, of the country, or I don't know, the region where you go, because that can save you really a lot of nerves. Yeah,
exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't need to be a lawyer, but you need to know the laws, like the basic
rules. Yeah.
For instance, in America and Russia, jaywalking is a crime. Jaywalking, for our listeners, means walking across the road in a non-designated spot. Mm-hmm. For instance, you can cross the road at the traffic lights where you see the green man and the red man, but you cannot just walk in the middle of the road in Russia and America.
Yeah, there are some zebra crossings, especially if they are not regulated by the traffic lights, but you can see the signs, so you can walk there quite safely. Mm-hmm. But still,
whereas in England, you can just cross the road wherever you like, not the motorway. Which is
of course.
Which is American English for highway. Mm-hmm. You can't cross the highway motorway, but you can just walk across the road. It's not a problem.
The same in Turkey.
Wow.
Oh, same in Turkey.
Yeah, they don't care.
Oh, cool.
But you can't get into motorway or highway like pedestrian crossing or something. Yeah. But it's a normal street. You can just cross anywhere you like. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's just So jaywalking is just jaywalking. By the way, is American English. It's not British English. But jaywalking would be an example of. maybe it wouldn't be an example of adventurous tourism, but it's a kind of thing you need to be aware of. Yeah. Anyway, so Ken, you said you like to travel alone. What are the benefits of traveling alone?
Well, firstly, you decide whatever you want. Yeah. So there's nobody else who will dictate where you should go, what to eat, what to wear. So there's a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
That's one. And the other thing is it's cheaper because you're only spending money, on you, on what you want. And what else?
But do you prefer traveling alone to traveling with people?
Well, to be honest with you, the only reason why I travel alone is because I don't have any friends who would like to know. Yeah. Not that, but I don't know. But if I were to choose one, I'd rather travel with a group. Or with somebody else, because firstly, I don't want to plan. I don't want to think. I remember when I was in Thailand, in Bangkok for a month, I had a group of friends, actually co-volunteers, and I just let them decide, book everything. And the other thing is there's always somebody who can take your photos. Unlike me, when I travel solo, of course, I always have to ask strangers, excuse me, can you take a photo of me, please? And not everyone says yes to that. So.
Yeah. Alyona, do you prefer to travel alone or with people?
No, if we talk about traveling here, I love to travel with my sister. She's my best traveling companion. But I traveled alone in Siberian region, and I don't think it's so much fun. Yeah, because for me, the same reason you can't take photos of yourself, right? Only selfies, and just a piece of the thing that you wanted to be in the photo.
And I'm sorry to interrupt you. One more thing is sometimes you are in the mood to talk, but there's nobody around to talk to.
I don't know.
Unless you're sociable, right? Unless you're sociable and, you talk to other, let's say, passengers if you're in a public transport. But I don't do vlogs And I
Yeah.
would feel somewhat strange, like in a public place, talking to myself, looking at my reflection. Hey, what's up, guys? So we're here. And blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, but that's not my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you like to travel alone?
It depends. So if you have a group of friends and if you are in the same mood to do the things like together, like, I don't know, exploring somewhere or raving or going to a concert or a festival or whatever. So it will be good for having a group of friends to go there.
Yeah.
But especially if I'm in Turkey, I prefer to travel alone. Just borrowing my family's RV and just
Oh, you
going.
have an RV?
Yeah,
That's so cool.
Yeah, they're RV people, kind of.
Oh, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm. And I just travel solo with the RV if I have time. Yeah.
That's fun. So will you just go to the Turkish
coastal line, like the
Yeah.
south of Turkey, like
Awesome.
Antalya or like Fethiye or Marmaris, Bodrum. So all alone.
Oh man, that's awesome. I'd love to do that. Yeah. I mean, also, obviously, I've traveled here alone. I'm here completely alone. Now I know a lot of people here, but traveling alone is kind of, at first, it's kind of scary in a way. You have to, I'd much rather travel with people, like most people would. But if you're alone, I definitely recommend staying in hostels and not hotels.
Yeah.
Because you automatically just meet people in that situation. Yeah, I've been around the Netherlands on my bike. I mean, only for a few days because it got a bit boring being on my own. But I did that alone, met a lot of people in the hostels, went out on some fun adventures. It can be fun sometimes, but I would 100% recommend traveling with people. But then again, I met a lot of people who backpack around the world solo. And it takes a real personality to do that.
I think it takes a lot of courage to
and
do
courage,
that.
yeah.
Yes. I saw,
and physical strength.
Of course. I saw a couple of backpackers or hitchhikers here in Novosibirsk.
Yeah.
You know, those guys who have no money and who just, can you buy a roll for me?
Yeah.
Something.
Travel bums.
Yes, indeed. So poor you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nowadays, it's a kind of problematic to give away some cash. Because you don't have any cash usually with you, just cards. Yeah. But to buy something, all right. Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
So would you guys prefer a luxury holiday or a less luxury holiday where you see local sites in a more personal way? What would you prefer?
I think the less luxury holiday because, like beach holiday or resort, it's absolutely not my cup of tea. But I don't know, researching something like around the city, interesting places to eat, to see. I don't know, that's pretty interesting. And staying in hotels or hostels, I don't know, I'd prefer to stay in a hotel maybe, but sometimes hostel is good as well. It depends on the place, I think,
Yeah.
Because I had stories like not very pleasant about hostels.
Oh, go on, share us what happened.
Oh, just it was last autumn, by the way. My friends and I, we went to Kemerovo for some festival. Yeah. And we booked a hostel. Yeah. And kind of a week in advance or something. And my question was if we could actually check in early in the morning. Early in the morning, like at 5 a.m. or at 6 a.m. something. Yeah. So when we came to the hostel, there were no places.
Oh dear.
Because I don't know how the administrator, maybe the shift changed, and one administrator didn't pass through the information, and so our places were taken.
That's so annoying. So did you just sleep on the street?
No, we stayed there, took shower, and just went away.
Yeah. You got your refund?
Huh?
You got your refund?
No.
Oh my.
Huh?
No refund?
No refund.
Oh my.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would have argued if I were.
Oh no, we were so, I don't know, tired and just we didn't want to mess that up, and we were angry first. Then we took showers and had breakfast, and we
just let it slide. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So it was like we wanted to have a refund. We wanted to write some review on booking, maybe website. Yeah. But then we returned home, and it was like, no.
Oh God, I wrote a really bad review.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Because of the hostel. But before that, one horror story that happened was, so I stayed in a hostel, and then it was like a room with how many? 6 beds?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, when you're, with other people, not everyone sleeps quietly. So that means there were others who were snoring. And I remember there was one guy who really couldn't sleep. And so he kept punching the bed of the guy that was snoring. And throughout the night, it was the same scenario. And it was one really sleepless night. And I thought, oh my God, if this person, if he could just shut up. Because the snoring was so loud. It was unbearable. And literally, I didn't sleep throughout the night. I was just, I love this music.
That's so funny.
And that was terrible. Yeah.
I have another story about a really good hostel. We stayed in Kazan. In Tatarstan. And there were rooms for maybe 4 people or something. And as we traveled with my sister, just 2 of us, it turned out we had the whole room for us for a couple of nights.
Nice.
Yeah, no one was there. And the administration, the receptionist, and the other, the manager, so they were so, they were so friendly. They were so cool. And we checked out of the hostel. And there was some mess with the trains or something. Yeah. We returned there. We had the opportunity to wash our things and to take showers. Just for 100 rubles something.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we thanked them and went to the railway station.
Yeah,
cool. Not everybody does that, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
Nice. Or have you stayed at a lot of hostels?
Yeah, especially in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And I have one story too. It was kind of a scam. So we booked the hostel through booking.com. It was kind of a reasonable price.
Yeah.
And it was in Vung Tau. It's a kind of coastal town near Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City.
Yeah.
So it was a reasonable price. And all right, everything was kind of set. And we went there and the price kind of increased. Yeah. And we showed that, all right, we booked from the booking.com from that price. And you are saying that you need to pay an extra. And just we updated our prices this morning just before you arrived in here. So you need to just pay an extra. And we refused it. All right, I'm going to call the police, said the lady. All right, let's call the police. All right, call the police so we can talk. And she said, okay, if you give me I'm just giving an estimate, 100,000 more dongs, that would be all right, instead of 500,000 dongs. Yeah. So, right, we were kind of in middle way with her, so that was kind of sorted out. So, but that was kind of a rip-off, So, it's a great rip-off.
An absolute rip-off, I mean, I've stayed in so many hostels over the years. I've stayed in, at university, we had to do because I studied Italian and Russian. The third year, I had to spend half the year in Italy and half the year in Russia. And with Italy, I had to go there completely alone. And I stayed in a hostel for a week as I was finding a flat, and I got completely destroyed by bed bugs.
Oh God!
Oh, it was so bad. Yeah, it was a really fun hostel because you had all these drunk Australian guys who like to party all the time. So they made it really fun, and they took me out and we had a laugh and everything. But I I had to be a temporary alcoholic for the week because I couldn't sleep because of the bed bugs. The bed bugs. It was horrible. It was terrible. Yeah, and it was it was absolutely horrible. And then many times I've stayed in I've stayed in many different hostels, so some much nicer than others. And I stayed in this really cool hostel in Budapest, which is called a party hostel. And obviously you don't sleep there, but it was really fun. And the owners of the hostel take you on a tour around the town, and an unofficial tour, but it's a really cool place. But I've also, believe it or not, spent many nights on the street itself with friends, of course, with friends, not alone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's fun when you're 18, and if you have a bicycle and it's summertime, it's fun. I kind of miss it. It's really fun, but yeah, I've stayed in all sorts of crazy places. I stayed in the Vienna train station once. Oh, that was horrible. Sleeping on the floor. Stayed in Zagreb on the floor in Zagreb. Yeah, I've stayed in the Netherlands also. That was really fun. So do you guys know Delft? Have you heard of the town called Delft?
I don't.
It's a small town, in the south, or in the middle south of Holland. And me and my friend, we made a campfire and just slept next to the campfire without a tent, which was really quite fun. So I
in the street somewhere.
Not on the street, but it was actually. Oh, sorry, I should have explained more. So it was by a lake, actually. So just outside of the city. Because in the city there's a lot of strange people at night. So you have to go with a group of friends, but it might be kind of tricky if you're a lady, because it could bad things can happen. But if you're a guy, I definitely recommend when you're 18. Maybe not when you're 40 or 50 or something.
A little too late.
Yeah. But who knows? I mean, maybe you could if you're really adventurous. But if it's like a hot area with a beach, why not? And if you have a bike and you're with friends, it can be really fun.
Like daddy adventure.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. And of course it's free, which is the best part. And you get to save money eating good food throughout the day, but you don't sleep very well.
Well, my sister and I and our other friend, we were in Yekaterinburg once, and we stayed night in the railway station.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, cool.
Yeah, it was the mess with hotel and train timetable. So we checked out of our hotel and went to the railway station, but our train was at 7 a.m. something. It was about 11 p.m. Yeah, and so we stayed, I think, up to maybe 2 or 3 a.m. So we stayed there, took a nap for some time, and then we went out.
Yeah, instead of going to hotel and just giving money there. So it happened to me too.
Early in the morning, like at 3 a.m. or something, we went to have a walk in Yekaterinburg. It was the day, it was Sunday to Monday night. So there were no people, no cars. So it was quite quiet outside. And we had fun.
That sounds
Found
awesome.
a pizzeria and had some pizzas there.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah, what a party.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, let's talk about traveling tips. How do you pack your bag before you travel? Are you big packers or are you light packers?
Now, over the years, I've learned that you have to travel light and make sure that you only bring with you the essentials. That would include toiletries, maybe, depending on the length, of course, of stay. But if normally in my case, about a week or two. So about 3 to 5 t-shirts. Just one pant. I mean, one pair of pants.
Well, which pants? The British pants or the American pants?
I mean, the American one.
Okay, cool. All right.
A pair of trousers, just to be safe. Okay, trousers.
Well, you could go commando. By the way, do you know? By the way, commando means you don't wear anything underneath.
No. That's not gonna work.
Yeah.
And footwear, at least 2 pairs.
Yep.
I'm talking about the things that I take with me, okay? And of course, a camera, a digital camera.
Do you have a big camera or a smaller camera?
Medium sized. So, those are my travel essentials.
Yeah. Are you a big packer, Ugur?
No, for the last 7 or 8 years, I've been living my life with my 3 pieces of luggage and all. So I'm kind of not a big packer, but what I found like 3 or 4 years ago, so in order to save just space in your luggage, use vacuum bags.
Oh, vacuum sealed bags.
So you can just take the air out of the bag, so you can put more into your luggage to just save space.
How do you vacuum seal the bag
With
on the way
vacuum
back?
cleaner,
So
you just suck it out.
oh, so any vacuum
Literally.
cleaner?
Yeah, that works. Yeah,
That's an
I have
amazing
like
tip.
10 bags with me right now, so it's kind of easy to pack.
That's so
and
cool.
You save lots of space in your luggage.
So
It's
wait
a
a sec-
life hack.
So
Yeah,
it's like actually just a normal plastic bag, and you just
with a vent on,
yeah.
and you just put the vacuum cleaner's head up there,
Yeah.
and you just suck it up. And
That's amazing.
the size of the bag shrinks down,
Yeah.
so you can put whatever you want into your bag.
Yeah.
And it's also great for the airlines, so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't need to pay an extra luggage charge for that.
Oh God! So I'm just gonna say, Pobiedo, sort your stuff out. Pobiedo, they really don't tolerate anything like a millimeter over the
Yeah.
limit, and Ryanair in Europe too.
Mhm.
So that's such a good idea.
Yeah.
So when you stay at hostels, you just say, "Can I borrow your vacuum cleaner?"
No.
No.
So where do you find the vacuum cleaner? So you need to ask, or so that's the time that you need to just have your only backpack or whatever,
Yeah.
just the essentials. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah. Are you a big packer? Alyona?
Yeah,
Yeah.
indeed, some kind of rat packer. Yeah. So
Yeah.
everything I take, everything just in case of emergency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Some emergency kit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
first
First aid kit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some I don't know, scissors.
Yeah.
Whatever. It can be different kinds of chargers.
Yeah.
For my laptop, for my
Mobile.
You take your
Mobile.
laptop with you?
sometimes.
It's too heavy to carry it around.
Yeah, but you can watch movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can use
Yeah.
your phone.
No, it's too
It's
small.
kind of small, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
too small.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, several changes of dresses.
Yeah.
I don't know, tracksuit maybe. Couple of
Yeah.
Ladies'
pairs of
world.
shoes. Yeah. So I turn out to have not 3 pieces of luggage but 30.
It's like taking your whole house with
Right.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm terrible in that. Really. It's like, especially when I travel with my sister. So we turn out to have like full hands of our luggage. Yeah. Really. And I don't know, when you travel by train, it's kind of okay.
Yeah.
Because there is some space. The upper shelves or and if you travel by plane, so that can be a problem.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah, 'cause the storage
Right,
compartments
yes.
are not big enough. Yeah. But like I've said before, previously I've been on many cycling holidays and I packed pretty light with the exception of bike tools. Because the worst thing is if you're in the middle of the countryside and you have a flat tire or your chain breaks or if something wrong happens or something else happens. So I brought quite a few tools and I would spend 3 weeks before traveling, like really meticulously packing the tools and yeah, I used to, one of my previous hobbies was making leather bags. So I used to make leather bags just for my cycling holidays, so I could fit the tools in like a perfect space. And yeah, the tools are quite heavy sometimes, and yeah, especially if it's like spanners and stuff like that.
You see, that's the thing, because
Yeah.
I hate traveling with lots of things with me. It's too
Yeah.
heavy. It takes so much energy, and so
Yeah.
it's
I
better to
hate it
travel
too,
light.
you know.
Why are you punishing yourself? It's like giving yourself.
I don't know. I can't do
Punishment.
anything.
Well, if you're on a bike and you have a good rack, then it's okay. It can't be too heavy, or else you're just gonna have a horrible time keeping your balance. But yeah, well, I guess if you have an RV, like you said, then you can bring a lot of stuff.
Balance. So if it's so kind of heavy,
Yeah.
they don't let you go through the tolls because you're heavy. Or,
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Because they have the scales. Yeah.
So you're
right.
getting kind of scaled through every
No
toll
way.
that So you need to be a balanced kind
Yeah.
of.
I thought that only applied to trucks. I didn't realize that was.
the RVs also kind of
That's so
getting
interesting.
late. Yeah.
Yeah, because when I was driving around America, I definitely noticed that the trucks had to be weighed and stuff. And
RV the same.
Yeah. Any precautions that you guys would take when traveling?
Vaccinations, maybe, depending on the country that you're visiting. Yeah.
Oh, because in Asia, I guess you have to.
Yeah, malaria or similar kind of vaccinations, like going to Vietnam. That was kind of malaria vaccination. That was a must because of the mosquitoes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Insurance is important.
Insurance, good.
Really.
Insurance.
Yeah, good idea.
One of the must-haves. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I never had that myself, but my friend who traveled to South Korea, so she had some emergency situation, and because she had the insurance, so it was for free, like it was prepaid in the insurance company. But anyway, so the emergency helped pretty well. Yes.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I guess she had to pay, I don't know, like $100, and then after $100,
covered it all, I guess. Right?
So she pays a little premium, and then they cover the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
You also have to research the country well, especially learning from horror stories of previous travelers, so that you don't get into the same trouble, and avoiding scams, just like what happened to Ugur. So that would help a lot.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you can also talk about crime, but different countries. Well, Brazil, for instance, that's filled with crime, really dangerous place. That there'd be some precautions that you should take. Like, for instance, don't rent a flashy car if you have money, or don't
show off.
Yeah, don't wear jewelry and stuff like that, and you're going to be okay. Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about where we've actually been. We've already briefly mentioned places that we traveled, but what would you say are the most amazing places, or the most amazing place that you have ever visited?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong?
Yeah.
When did you go there?
2016, I guess.
Yeah.
So that was right after my resignment for the corporate. That was my kind of gap year or half gap year. So Hong Kong was the best place so far. Yeah.
Cool. And was it what made the city interesting?
That was kind of a small city, but kind of a country, but a kind of a lively, never stopping, never ending kind of fairy tale. So you can do anytime of the day, whatever you want in a sense.
Could you ever see yourself living there?
Yeah, but it's kind of expensive.
It's really expensive, isn't it?
It's very expensive. So one of the, I guess, most expensive cities in the world to live in, I guess, with Switzerland and Geneva, I guess, and Tokyo. Yeah.
So Hong Kong is your number one.
Yep.
What about you, Ken?
You see, I'm running all those places that on top of my head, but I think I would have to say Thailand, because I really had my most memorable trip there. Well, firstly, I was there as a volunteer. I did this work away thing, and I was with other, co-volunteers from different parts of the world, Brazil, from Poland, from Australia. And one thing I like about Thailand, especially Bangkok, is, it's a very modern Southeast Asian city, but at the same time, it is full of culture. So lots of temples to visit. And, Thai people are very nice. They're very friendly. And the only thing I don't like is the weather. It reminds me of the weather in the Philippines.
So humid, right?
Yeah, humid, hot. Yeah. But I would say Thailand.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bangkok is cool.
And what's your favorite place you've been to?
I've never been able to travel abroad for family reasons, but I traveled in Russia, and this can be Kazan.
Yeah, Kazan,
and Kaliningrad region. Yeah.
Oh, so cool. We went to Kaliningrad.
Not only Kaliningrad, but also the region, because my family lives there, and we stayed in Chernihovsk. So this is a city kind of built by German. Yes. And it's really cool because there is no asphalt. Yeah. So or just only those stones on the pavements on the road.
Cobbled streets.
Really, absolutely no asphalt. And, there are a couple of castles. One is absolutely, I think, ruined, but the other one is being being reconstructed and restored, and the people who take care of that, they made a nice tour. We even didn't pay for it, just we came there to look at the castle, and they showed us even the tunnels which led from the castle to the nearest areas, like the escape tunnels, something. That was really cool. And the Baltic Sea, wow. Something really.
I would love to go there. Is it expensive, or is it more expensive in the Russian mainland?
I can't say, because we didn't pay for our accommodation. We stayed with our family. We have our family in Kaliningrad, Chernihovsk, and in one more village closer to them in between. And so that the huge part of our traveling expenses wasn't paid at all. So but the food there, like mostly European brands presented, if we talk about, chocolate, maybe sausage, whatever, and local things that brought from Russia. Yes, so that was cool. I'd love to go there one more time, so I'm planning to go to St. Petersburg or maybe Kaliningrad this year, so we'll see if if I manage, but that was really cool.
That's so cool. I'd love to go there. So I know there's been a bit of an annoying situation where Lithuania has closed the train lines, unfortunately, but you can still fly there, can't you?
And you don't have to have visas. So if you cross the board by train, so you have to have at least your abroad passport. But if you fly, nothing is necessary. Like this is necessary. Just we flew from Moscow there, and my cousin met us. So that was fine.
So cool. So now I guess the flight goes from Petersburg. Then there's a little corridor that skirts the Baltic countries. Oh, cool. Well, let us know, guys, if you've been to Kaliningrad. Let us know about your opinions there.
What is yours?
So my favorite places. Okay, I've been really fortunate over my life. So my parents are really, they're really generous and help me travel a lot, which is really nice. My favorite places, I would have to say, number one, I recently went there, was Utah in America.
Salt Lake.
I didn't actually go to Salt Lake. That's in the north of it, but I went to Bryce Canyon, and it's so hard to explain, but it's kind of like the Grand Canyon, but it's like being in a Star Wars movie. It is absolutely stunning, and I went there a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, and drove there, went camping with a friend. It was just absolutely stunning. Other place that I would 100% recommend is Scotland, Scottish Highlands. So everyone says, Scotland's beautiful, and there's a lot of beautiful places in the world, etc. But when you go there, the colors are so epic. The brown mixed with the dark green, it really is special, and it's
pastoral.
It's very poetic, definitely.
I'm following one group on Instagram, Travel in Scotland. Amazing views.
Absolutely.
The castles, the shore, maybe the plains, the highlands. Wow, just something.
It really is special. And another place I would definitely recommend is Budapest. Budapest was such a fun city. The reason why I love it so much is because you have modern European infrastructure mixed with this ratty kind of
historic,
rustic. Not everything is perfectly painted. I just love that mixture of that. And then also Belgrade, another great place. Belgrade in Serbia, really fun. So what about your home countries? Where would you recommend? Well, you recommend, of course, Kaliningrad, but
and Novosibirsk region, because you can go to the Altai and to Sherigesh in different seasons.
Well, what about the Philippines? Where should people what should people check out in the Philippines?
That's funny because I've traveled to several countries. But I haven't explored my own country, although it doesn't mean that I don't know anything about popular, tourist destinations. But In the Philippines, I would recommend if you like white sand beaches, paradise-looking islands, that's a highly recommended place, Boracay. And if you're into underwater diving, you want to explore underwater caves, we have also Palawan. It's really exotic. Well, if you're into that kind of thing. And then we also have like a city on top of a mountain. It's called Baguio City. It feels like perhaps being in Switzerland in a way.
Yeah.
And it's also great because you're on top of the mountain and the view is just breathtaking. So I would recommend those places.
Cool. Well, Turkey obviously has a lot to see.
Yeah, primarily Istanbul. I would recommend people to come Istanbul. So there are lots of places to visit in Istanbul.
And Cappadocia.
And Cappadocia, of course. So you have lots of options if you want to visit Turkey. So you can just visit cultural sites, or you want to just do a beach holiday or just a resort holiday like the Turkish Riviera on the Mediterranean or Aegean Sea. So Antalya, Izmir, Bodrum, Marmaris, Kaş. They are
Turkey is a great place. It really is cool. I mean, by the way, is there actually, can you go skiing in Turkey, or they don't have?
We have skiing resorts.
You do have skiing.
Like 5 or 6 skiing resorts. Yeah.
Amazing. So you really do have everything in Turkey.
Yeah. Winter sports. We have winter sports. Yeah. But we have a limited time of winter sports. 2.5 months or something. Yeah. Compared with Russia.
So could you ski and surf in one day in Turkey?
Yes, around September or late, October, you can do it.
Oh, cool.
You can do it,
you can
do it.
That's a bucket list thing to do.
And everywhere is just 1 hour away from one another, just 1 hour flight. So Turkey is not a huge country like Russia, So you can go one end to another just within 1 hour with the flight. So you can do the thing that you said,
Yeah. Well, most of our Russian listeners can travel to Turkey, which is great. And so a lot to see there. Yeah, my brother, the reason why I mentioned ski and surf is because my brother, he lives in California, so just outside of Los Angeles, and he just did a ski and a surf in one day. Which was so cool.
You can do it in Turkey too.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, we can do something like that in Sochi. Yeah.
So of course.
I'm not sure about surfing. If the waves are pretty good for surfing.
We can go to the sea nonetheless.
But at least you can have a nice day on the beach.
Yeah. No, I'd love. I've been to Krasnodar. I've never been to Sochi itself. I'd love to check out that region.
Yeah. If the weather is not hot, like my mom last year, she went to Sochi in March. For the 8th of March, she went to Sochi, the International Women's Day. And she and her friend, so they for a week explored Sochi, Krasnaya Polyana, and
the weather was all right, right?
The Olympic village, yes. So they enjoyed it so much, and the weather was quite nice. There were some showers, if we talk about that region, so it's okay. But anyway, it was cool. They even stayed for some time at the beach and washed their feet. Cool water.
Well, let's list. So adventure vacations. Where would you say? Just pick one place. Which place would you say is the best place for an adventure?
I'd go to Scotland.
Scotland, yeah, good choice.
Really?
The Himalayas.
Oh wow!
Why not? If you're into that kind of thing,
mountaineering and Sherpas, yeah.
Amazon, I guess.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's wild.
That would be kind of a different kind of approach. Yeah. Brazil, South America, kind of.
Yeah.
Some kayak or maybe rafting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to check out India. I've never been to India, but I would say that's probably a really big adventurous. It's definitely an adventurous country to go to. Yeah, I've watched so many YouTube,
Goa Beach kind of
YouTube videos. Yeah, Goa Beach and historical vacations. Where would you go for history?
I would say Athens, Greece, the Acropolis.
Yep.
Rome. Yes.
Colosseum.
Italy. Yes. Sure.
Yeah.
Thailand or Cambodia.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Cambodia. Yeah.
Angkor Wat. Yeah, I visited. That was great. Or Thailand, like Ken said. So there's too much history in there. In Thailand.
Full of culture.
Full
too.
of culture. Yeah.
Cambodia's a really fun place, I've heard.
Yeah.
And apparently, I was reading many years ago. I read the Lonely Planet guide. Do you guys know the Lonely Planet? Yeah, famous publisher in the West, and they just publish travel guides. And they said that there was this really crazy place in Cambodia where you can. It's pretty nasty, but you can rent a machine gun and you can shoot cows and
Siem Reap, I guess it was Siem Reap.
Yeah. It's not exactly like a nice thing to do to shoot chickens and cows, but you can
tourist attraction in a way. Yeah,
it's quite a famous attraction in Cambodia.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys would be interested in shooting.
No.
I definitely would not want to shoot a cow, but
not at all.
but that's like one of the biggest things I've heard about Cambodia. But it's supposed to be a beautiful place.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
What about you?
Oh, historical. Well, Egypt.
Yeah,
Egypt. Pyramids. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Shopping vacations.
The first thing on my mind is Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Tokyo.
Yeah, actually.
So
I would say that is the number one shopping destination. Yeah.
Tokyo, Hong Kong. Plus, if you have a layover or just stopover on Dubai. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so expensive. Well, Tokyo's expensive, obviously.
Tokyo is expensive.
I don't know if Dubai or Tokyo is more expensive, but
I guess Tokyo is more expensive than Dubai, I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What about party vacations?
Party vacation.
Well, the Brits love to destroy the Mediterranean. We have invaded Spain. We've invaded Greece, Turkey. Yeah, if you go to a lot of these beachside towns in the Mediterranean, you will see signs advertising British breakfast because a lot of these British party tourists, they don't even care about the local cuisine.
Full English, please.
Yeah, full English.
It's amazing thing.
Yeah. It's a shame because there's a lot of good cuisine everywhere, but yeah, the full English breakfast. Why? Because it's the best breakfast for a hangover.
Best breakfast ever.
Yeah,
it's kind of full.
It is a good breakfast.
You feel full after that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need to eat something like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah. So if I had to pick one party town, where would it be? Maybe actually, or Budapest actually. That's a real fun party city. And Prague.
By the way, Moscow would do as well.
Oh yeah.
For partying. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I would go for Bali and Ibiza.
Oh, Bali. Yeah, Bali. And yeah. Yeah, Ibiza's. Yeah.
Sundowners. Yeah.
Are there a lot of party goers in the Philippines? Well, like Australians who come and destroy the towns and...
Well, not to my knowledge, but I just suddenly remember this particular street in Bangkok where there are a lot of foreigners. Khao San Road. Literally, street party going on every night. So yeah.
Guys, Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil for parties, absolutely. I should have said that because I was born there. I should have said that. Yeah. Well, guys, let us know what your recommendations are. Have a go at writing in the comment section. Practice your English writing skills. So let us know what you feel is a good adventure vacation, where you would like to go to relax, where you'd like to go to party. We would love to hear from you. And if you're interested in our courses, check out our websites, www.bigappleschool.com. And you can also find other interesting podcast episodes like this one. And we also have some articles which you can read about grammar and other related topics. So we'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye for now.
Thank you. See you.